Hello, 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 and thank you all who are joining us today on February 17th edition of the Be Positive Show with myself, Robin Watson, and my beautiful co-host, Lisa Tanya. We're back, guys, and we're excited. I'm still wearing my red. Lisa's wearing her mauve pink. It's still Valentine's Eve. Oh, I like your necklace. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So today's topic is matters of the mind, love and joy to pain and disappointment. Man, that sounds like a book title.
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
Right one.
I know. There you go.
Like a book
See, there
title.
you're giving me another task.
Task that you need to complete. That'll be awesome.
I know, right? So we got a little advertisements that we got to take care of, a little business we need to get taken care of. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to let Lisa do that part.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome this evening to the Be Positive Show. If you're just tuning in, tonight's topic will be matters of the heart, from love and joy to pain and disappointment. If you will, be so kind to like, invite, and share with your friends. You may not need to know about love. You may not even want to hear about it. But believe it or not, there's someone out there tonight that wants to listen. They may want to call in. So if you want to be a part of our dialogue tonight, feel free to comment on Facebook or call in to 470-251-4343. Be sure to download the Status Network app and follow us on Live TV.
And I want to say a quick thank you. The intro song, we don't talk about it much, but our intro song is made by Teddy, and Teddy does that. That is what he do. So if you guys are interested in, if you're marketing yourself, you want a commercial, you want your own theme song, guys, please feel free to reach out to Teddy at www.teddyaustin.com or call him for booking at his telephone number. I don't know if this is his cell phone number or what, but this is what he gave us to give you guys. It's 678-612-5266. Check him out and tell him that we sent you, okay?
So with tonight's topic, I would just like to say the dialogue is going to range from our true discussions. So with that being said, it may be, from Lisa Tanya's perspective, it may just really be too much for you. From Robin's perspective, we're going to keep it in a little kind of maybe area where you can deal. But again, if you feel that what we're saying you're against, please keep your comments respectful. Call in, comment in the chat, and here we go. So, current event.
Dwayne. Recently, Dwayne Wade, a retired basketball player from, I know everybody knows who Dwayne Wade is, but just to enlighten those who are watching, he's a former retired basketball player for the Miami Heat. And recently he did he didn't, but he's married to Gabrielle Union. And Gabrielle posted a picture of Dwayne's son, who is now changing his transgender. And he got a lot of flack from it. And we just want to basically talk about that. And I just wanted to make some points. And I want to kind of I don't want to convince anybody to believe what it is that they believe. But we all are in this world together. And we all must love no matter what choices we make in life. And our children are very important to us. So whatever decisions they make, our role as parents are to love them.
Exactly.
So that's what we should do. And I think this is what Dwayne is doing. A lot of people are saying that he gave $50,000 to the LGBTQ whatever community, and they think that he only did it because of his son or whatever. He didn't do it out of his heart. Whatever reason he did it. So we have a clip. Did you?
We do. We should have a clip actually of Dwayne Wade with Ellen, and then after that it'll be the clip from Gabrielle. Okay. So let's roll it.
Thanks for being here. That was a clip from the ESPN documentary. And first of all, I think it's what every parent should be, is what you're being right now, which is unconditionally loving your child and supporting your child in whoever they are. I mean, There are so many parents that are just, oh, you're not going the way I imagined or wanted you to be, and freak out, and you're so loving and supportive of Zaya, and what a special child she is.
Yes, she is. She is. Thank you so much for that. First of all, me and my wife Gabrielle Union, we are proud. When I say proud, we are proud parents of a child in the LGBTQ plus community, and we're proud allies as well. And we take our roles and our responsibility as parents very seriously. So when our child comes home with a question, when our child comes home with an issue, when our child comes home with anything, it's our job as parents to listen to that, to give them the best information that we can, the best feedback that we can. And that doesn't change because sexuality is now involved in it. So once Zaya, our 12-year-old, came home, and first Zion, everybody, I don't know if everyone knows, originally named Zion born as a boy, came home and said, hey, so I want to talk to you guys. You know, I think going forward, I'm ready to live my truth. And I want to be referenced as she and her. I would love for you guys to call me Zaya. And so internally, now it's our job to, one, go out and get information, to reach out to every relationship that we have. My wife reached out to everybody on the cast of Pose. We're just trying to figure out as much information we can to make sure that we give our child the best opportunity to be, you know, her best self.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that it's one thing. It's one thing to have this at home, but knowing that she's going to be out in the world because you're a public figure, and even if you weren't, she's going to school, and to want to be protective and to make sure she's safe, that must be a scary thing, because it's one thing for you to love her and your wife to love her, but you just want everyone to love her the same way.
Exactly. And once Zion came home and said, hey, you called me Zaya and I'm ready to take on this, I looked at it and said, you are a leader. You are a leader, and it's our opportunity to allow you to be a voice. Right now it's through us because she's 12 years old, but eventually it would be through her.
Right. Well, and GLSEN is an organization you're working with, and there's a lot of, if anybody else out there can relate to this and needs help, you can go to our website and we can direct you.
Yes. So, with that clip just being shown, that was Dwayne Wade with a candid discussion with Ellen one day last week. And he was talking from a place of parenting. From a clinical perspective, you and I talked about this in great depth. From a parent's perspective as well as clinical. So this next clip is actually showing Zaya having a conversation
with her dad.
Are you really even, like, what's the point of being on this earth if you're going to try to be someone you're not? It's like you're not even living as yourself, which is like the dumbest concept to me. It's just like, you know, be true and don't really care what like the stereotypical way of like being you is.
Even when people are being mean, and even when people are getting hurt because they're trying to be themselves, and even through that, you still want people to make sure that they live their truth.
Yeah, I think I know it can get tough, definitely. Yeah, but I think you push through and you be the best you, and especially more recently, like it's become more accepting. Even though there's, you know, obviously a lot of people out there who still are like set, you know, more in the like back in their days way of mind. But I think even through hard times, just you gotta just push through. I mean, like, it's worth it. I feel like it's very worth it when you reach that point of like yourself.
I'm feeling free.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like you.
Yeah.
Feeling like you don't have to hide.
Like you could look in the mirror and like say like hi to yourself, like nice to meet you, instead of like I don't really know who I am. It's like a full identity crisis. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to collaborate a little bit. We are talking about love, and our children are love, and that's one unconditional love that we all must have, that we love our children. And I think that just not just our children, but everybody, we're all human. We all have the decisions or the choice to choose the way that we would want to go. And you know, you have people out here that are criticizing, speaking against the LGBTQ community, saying this or saying that. We all have our issues. But to me, I think these people are really brave because they're actually not hiding who they are.
Exactly. And first of all, I think the criticism actually comes from the lack of understanding, the ignorance behind it. Of course, back in our day, in my day, I'm 53. So, of course, when I was coming along, there would be no way on this side of hell, really, that a parent would let a child just identify with themselves as being transgender. It was not heard of. We did not talk about it. The parents were not educated in that manner. But today, as the child clearly said, self-love. Today, I think as a parent, that they're doing an awesome job. They went and researched it. They asked questions. They listen actively to the child, so that means they got involved in stuff. As a clinician, will it, for the most part, prevent things later on down the road? I feel personally that it will.
Perhaps.
Because the things that would have kept the child from moving forward in life, the shame of it, hiding it all, and then maybe coming out when I'm in my 20s. So you've lived a life in the shadows, in the dark for all this time because it wasn't accepted.
But Zion has to figure that out on her own.
But she would have figured that out if the parents had not been accepting. But not only would she have figured that out, think of the backlash, because it is, as
And
you
that's
say.
what she spoke about in her video, about how mean people are. And you know, people are sitting around judging, saying, you know, we're the one that has we're the one that have an issue, we're the one that have the problem, but they are free.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
So, I mean, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we just want to talk about it because this is the month that we're talking about, and we're talking about love. Whether love is conditional, whether it's unconditional, whatever it may be, that's what we're talking about here today, is love.
So I'm going to ask a question starting now. What does love mean? What does love mean? And what does it look like to you?
First of all, for the callers that are watching us, if you want to chime in, Lisa gave you the number. It's 470-251-4343. We would love to have you guys input, and we'll try to answer any questions that you may have that to the best of our abilities. So, what love? You know what? I don't think I figured it out yet.
Okay.
I'm 55 years old, and I don't think I figured it out yet. Because what I think is love is not what I perceive love to be. Because I don't get what I give out. So I'm not for sure if I even know what love really is.
Right. Because of the lack of receiving.
The lack of receiving.
And that's a great way to go. That's a great way to go. Because, and that's that block. Me, what love looks like, unconditional.
Yes.
That means you're going to love me, good, bad, and indifferent, through my flaws and vice versa. And so, younger, I looked at love in this romanticism kind of state, you know, just so mushy and all that. But as I've gotten older, I realized love is loyalty for me. Love is security for me. Love is
Trust.
passion. You know, it's trust. It's things that are attributes to characters. It's not about the stuff, you know, because I can love you now when you're broke. Before, honey, you had to have some money for me to even think about I love you. So that's the growth in that. So you have to understand, to me, it's a lot more than just the stuff. It's an internal spiritual connection with the person.
But that comes with growth in age, understanding what love really is, because we all have unconditional love because we have children that we're attached to. We have to love them regardless. But when love is on different platforms, it comes from different angles. You have to love differently. There are some people you have to love in a different way.
Indeed.
So, I mean, love is unconditional. And
love is kind. Love is patient.
And that's what the Bible says.
And it's true.
Yes.
You know, so love can be jaded.
Yes.
Because of past experiences.
Yes.
So, again, I was in that place of jadedness. So, I couldn't... You don't tell me you love me because it needed to be followed by action. So still again in growth, you learn to receive. People have different love languages. You have to identify what yours is. You know, some people need words of affirmation. They need physical touch, you know, to say, if you're not doing that, you're not loving me.
Oh, wow.
And so for me, I'm more of a physical. I'm touchy-feely. I will give the person words of affirmation, but that's not really necessary for me. I pat myself on the back. You know how I roll. So,
Yes,
it's a different kind of feeling. So again, that's what love means to me.
So, I don't know, joy. That's all part of love.
Yeah, joy.
What does joy look like?
I wouldn't think it looks like people think, because
But that can be kind of hard.
I think it can be hard if you have not gotten to, again, we're talking about now growth in spirituality. So when you've grown to a level of understanding and you're in the know that through it all, can I find joy through the turmoil? Can I find joy through the dark clouds and rain? Girl, that's hard work.
That's testing your love.
That is, and it's work. That is some hard work. You have to be in it more or less to win it. As a spiritual woman, you can easily see at times of darkness how people can lose faith, go the other way, because joy, they're looking for happy. People. Did you not know? Happy is temporary. Get out of your feelings.
Yes.
Happy is temporary. You're looking for joy. So guess what? When your husband stay out late all night and he's not coming home, you can still find the good in that. You're going to be able to smile still through it, even though you really probably want to knock him in the head. You know, when your kids act up and they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
When you're in a place of understanding and knowing, guess what you understand as a mama? You've done the best that you can. You've got to pray about them kids. Go talk to them about somebody that had kids like yours and got through successful. But you still got to be able to, it's not just me. I can still smile even though my kid went left and I expected them to go right. And I think that's where we get so caught up between joy and happiness.
I have a question for you, since you're on the clinical part and I'm not so much on the clinical part. I think I'm just wondering, in order for somebody to love another person or another thing or anything properly, they must first love themselves. How can you recognize a person that don't love themselves? We live behind these facades, we live behind these titles, we live behind closed doors. But when we walk in, how do we know that people are really operating in genuine love? That they love themselves enough that they can really say, I don't say I love you that often, but when I do, I really mean it.
Right.
But, people use it so candidly, like just throw it around. How do you recognize that? How do you...
Well, I would always like to say, our gut. When you've been through the spirit of familiarity, we know when something's not right. You know when you've had that crazy love. I can tell women, I've had crazy love. So when you've had that crazy love and then that feeling of control and manipulation and it doesn't feel right. Guess what? The first sign you get in a relationship like that, you're going to run. You don't want crazy love.
Yes.
So in order to identify, is it a right way or no? I think we all have to just step out there. That's that chance you take. That's still that walk that you have on the spiritual side where you're in the knowing. It doesn't take forever. People say it does. It doesn't take forever to get to know someone.
Yeah, you're right. I want to know if you guys are watching. Somebody told me to speak into the mic. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if my mic needs to be adjusted or not. And I have a tendency of not speaking directly into that. So just let me know if you can hear me on the mic. So we're gonna move on.
And also with that, you're looking for the balance, the action to speak up. As they say, old ladies used to always say, girl, don't listen to that mouth to say anything. Mouth does say anything. So you're looking for, to me, love is also to be. Love is. That's an action word. Okay. You're looking for the words and the action to align. Loving on yourself, you can tell. Because people self-sabotage.
They do.
You can always tell when people are in. They'll say, I'm just such a great lover, such a great friend. But then all of a sudden they start to detach. They do stuff that realistically, you kind of like...
questionable.
Yeah, self-sabotage starts to come into play. So those type behaviors actually is things that I think most people need to look at when you're starting to talk about love and joy. Does that person, A, love themselves? when they're speaking, are the actions lining up with the words?
Yes.
3, when we talk about love and joy, we're talking about the everyday cookie cutter love and joy, or we're talking about spiritual love and joy? Because it is a difference. It's going to be different. The feel is going to be different. The conditions are going to be different because, as you say, now we're in that unconditional spot.
Yes. So this weekend, you and I had the pleasure of joining our friend Shanita Scott Conley at a singles Pursuit Love for singles and professionals, and it was pretty amazing. And we met some pretty amazing people. We had a nice time, and I want to thank her for inviting us out. But I noticed that there were a lot of women. There were not as many men, and the men seem to kind of like they kind of gravitate to, some of them seem like they say they want to be in a relationship, but I think that they were liking the idea that there were only a few men there, and they were they liked the attention of being single.
Of course.
So how do you think that I feel like it's a crisis because I don't feel like there's enough. I don't think there's enough men compared to the women that are looking for love. And this event kind of showed me that in a way. What do you think about people that take advantage of being single? Do they know how to show love, or they're just enjoying the moment, or they're just? It's kind of.
I think it's one of those catch-2 things. I think people that are single, some people really do have a genuine affection for being alone. They do enjoy their own company. They've gone through relationships. They've made up in their mind. They want to be single for a period of time. They're not looking to get serious. So they'll date. There's nothing wrong with dating. I think that is part of the problem why there's so many divorces, there's so many bad relationships, because we immediately attach ourselves to people. We immediately start giving, girl, I got a new boo. I'll call you back. I'm on the phone with my boo. This is my lady. No, stop giving people's titles so quickly and get to know each other. So do men necessarily play with the emotions? No, women play with them. You're playing with yourself when you allow yourself not to be open. And so when you're not open to what's out there, I think that was a great analogy for this past weekend's event. I think it could have been that men don't really like to just show up at places like that and say, I'm single. You know, it was an event. So, you know, for them, you got to be true in your walk to show up and say, hey, I'm a single man. I'm looking for a date because there was the speed dating going on. They were talking to each other and stuff. And I really thought that was really amazing with the guys that were there being great team players to engage with that many ladies. So maybe one of them did want to be serious and was looking for a match, but still with the odds there, it kind of did put them at a disadvantage because they were really being gentlemen to try to give each woman some attention. So I think a lot of times men just don't like to partake in that. See, men love different than women. Let's talk about that.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Well, since you've studied this, I'm almost sure that you
have.
Honey,
this is through trial and error, honey. And this is the talking with Mr. Hughes, honey. Men love different. And so when men love, they love hard. And so when men are hurt,
so you feel that men only love hard?
No, but
women
they love
hard as well.
But a lot of times, men, when they've been, especially men that have been in bad relationships, let's put it that way, they love a little different. They move different. So they are looking for that one true love. They are looking for the woman to be all self-absorbed, all into them. So a lot of times, men that have experienced past hurts from the heart, they are the ones going to be sitting with their arms folded. They may be interested in looking, but that don't feel right. And so now women have gotten too. We have to be straight up and clear with ourselves. Girl, we'll get on the run too.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking at love differently. We're looking at dating different. Before, women weren't really comfortable going out dating with different people, and because we were called hoes. Let's keep it real.
Yes.
A woman that was just out there dating, we were called hoes. But society doesn't dictate the name calling now, because how are you going to meet somebody if you don't go out and...
Yes.
I don't have to. You're not going to go to Macy's and they have a shoe sale and you like that pink shoe over there. You haven't really looked at the size. You just know it's a pink shoe and you're just going to go straight to the counter with it.
It may not
Stop
even fit. That's right. You're right. You're absolutely right. So Shanita is watching, and she has some pretty good ideas. And I'm assuming that she's meaning dating and looking for love. She said, write down some of your desires. Be realistic. Write them down. Make them known. I'm assuming that she means discuss these as you write them down. She says that their actions should match their words always. That's what true love is about. I think that when you start playing around with words and you're saying things that you're not realistically saying that you really love somebody, you're playing with their feelings, you're playing with their emotions. So that's a good point to make as well. Thank you, Shanita, for those comments. Is my speaking in the mic better? All right, thank you. My producer gave me the thumbs up.
And I agree too. Kudos to the men who showed up, because her male friend told her just what I just said. Men mostly hide. They're not trying to really come to events like that or stuff. They just don't want to partake. They usually meet someone through a mutual acquaintance, or they're not going to go to places really that's just geared towards that. So I thought that was really a great thing.
Yes.
And she also said when they get hurt, they don't love again so easily. Exactly.
Yeah, she has a lot of good comments on it. She's pretty good. I love her. That's my sister right here. But she decided that she's going to have an event, which is one of my favorite events this weekend. And it's an annual event that she hosts called Girls Days Out. So you go out and it's a bunch of girlfriends. And last year we went to Bare Feet, something that was so amazing. So I'm almost mad that I'm not going to be here this weekend to attend, because I know it's going to be something amazing. She's the greatest host ever, man. I love her. Yep.
We would also like to take this moment before we go and jump into pain and disappointment to just shout out to some of the viewers this evening. James Thomas, hello from Pensacola, Florida. Pastor Sandra Weeks, thank you for watching. Sandy Williams. Madeline Whiting, good friend. Patrice Jackson, my sister-in-law. LaTracy Drukes from Mississippi. Trishelle Williams. Misha Eichner says, hi, Robin. And, of course, Tanya Hardaway from Pensacola, Florida is watching. Our good friend Nita Scott. And one of my students is watching tonight. Hello, Destiny. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I am Lisa Tanya, and this is Robin Watson with the Be Positive Show. Tonight, we're talking about matters of the heart, from love and pain to disappointment, and from love and joy to pain and disappointment.
Well, I'm going to talk about pain and disappointment, but I'm going to talk about it from a different perspective of love. As most of you all know that are viewing, I lost my daughter in January of 2017. And that was, for me, from pain to disappointment. No mother expect to bury their child. And a lot of people always come to me and say, well, how do you always say, I'm sorry? And I said, oh, it's no problem. Or they always say, well, how do you handle it? How do you let a child that you love go and it seems as if it doesn't bother you because you don't understand my love? That's one thing that I can understand. And I think I love in pain. That's who I am. I mean, it sounds crazy, it may sound funny, but I seem like that's where I find my love and strength is in pain. I miss her, but people don't understand that I love her more than I miss her, because I know that she's in a better place. You know, people don't understand that. So that's one of my things from pain to disappointment, because so many times, just like Valentine's Day, I didn't have anybody to go anywhere with me, but if she would have been here, we would have did nothing but rode around town, and we didn't go anywhere. So I kind of missed that part of love I missed. So that's one of my pains, from pain to disappointment.
And that's great, and I'm glad that you shared that, because oftentimes people don't understand that when you lose a loved one, it's almost like you can't love again. Love a child, whether it's your parent, a spouse, a child, it's a void that's missing. And it's almost like, how do I get this back? I just feel empty at whole. And again, now you, knowing you like I do, I know you were able to find your space and maintain your joy. Oh, although you were walking through, let's not get it twisted. Sister's not sitting here saying that she was a martyr, she didn't cry. No, what she's saying that although her daughter passed, she was still able to find joy and love still unconditionally during her pain.
Yes.
Meaning, she didn't just shut down and go into a hole like people thought she should have.
Yes.
That didn't mean she didn't love her child any less. It meant that she chose to live. She understood from a spiritual realm that they would see each other again.
Yes.
She understood that the love was so genuine and pure that although there was pain from the grief, she could find joy and she would smile again.
Yes.
And she would be able to move out. And she was able to spend Valentine's Day with me.
I did, and we had a good time. Although we was at home at 10:30, but we still had a good time.
We did have a good time.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince her to go. I'm going home. We're driving down the street. I look over there. She's snoring, sleeping on me. But it's okay. It was still fun. Just to
See, that's what happens when you stop hanging out. I have to remember myself of that. I have to start taking
But I'm the older one here, so I'm the one that's supposed to have been asleep.
But you still got your mojo. See, I be doing other stuff. You're single. I'm married.
I know. And that's so funny that you said that, because when we went to the event this weekend, I went around and I asked people to introduce themselves or whatever. And I was like, okay, I didn't ask Lisa. And I felt bad at first because remember I asked you about going. And then I said, hey, should I do that? She has a husband. Why should I ask her to go to a singles thing? But he understands me, and he knows who I am. So we did not have a problem with that. But we did have an amazing time.
And it was an awesome time because actually I laughed about it because out of my love for her, I knew two things. A, she didn't really need to be by herself. I didn't want to be by myself either Valentine's Day. Mr. Hughes had to work. So I went in the form of researching because I wanted to see. I wanted to see how the single people interacted. I wanted to see how the guys showed up and were they genuine in their responses and reactions with the ladies. And I saw that. That there are some good men. There are some good, decent men out there. Ladies, pay attention. You have got to be in a space of openness. You've got to be ready to receive love. Do not stay bound and closed down because the past hurts. And that's where sometimes you lose your relationship, your potential mate, because you're still stuck in that space.
Yes. So we don't have any callers. I don't even know. I haven't even been looking at the phone if it lit up or not. No. So I also wanted to talk about, I guess, did we touch all of our questions?
Pain and disappointment. We did not talk with that on the sense of...
That's kind of like went ahead, huh?
Yeah.
When I did the disappointment.
On your part.
On my part.
I want to know, when people experience pain, do you think people's countenance change, their outside demeanor? Sometimes people can just be hurt to the core where it's like they just... You know how people just have this little fixed disposition where they just... And you wonder to yourself...
I meet them all the time. But you know what? I love them in spite of.
Yeah, you do have to love them in spite of.
Yeah.
But even that kind of love is hard. And I'm going to tell you something. My pain and disappointment has always... The pain, more or less on an emotional context. It is an emotion. Disappointment is a form of sadness, a feeling of loss. So, I just really started the last couple of years really to develop feeling in the sense of true raw feeling and pain for other people. My personality has always been aggressive. It wasn't to be meant personal. I'm not a surface person. I deal with the root causes. So when I understand that you seem to have attitude, your disposition isn't good, I move away from people. I can be very cordial to you, but I don't spend time with
your
that.
Friend, right?
Yes, I don't spend time with people. But I think as I'm getting older, I'm seeing the more softer side of me. I'm easily hurt by the actions of others, where usually it would be kind of like, girl, bye. It takes me a minute now to get to the girl bye because of the disappointment, and I realized that the other day. I'm more disappointed in people because I do give. I give a lot from my heart. I give a lot from my spirit. I just give a lot. So when it's not reciprocated, and then people start doing things to me that I don't have control over, I do understand, girl, I am a spiritual woman, but you know my root and my DNA is a cusser. So I be ready to just go in. So, you know, I was telling you that last week where I had to just go in my quiet moment because I just really refuse to be who I used to be. And when I tell you I was just something else, girl, the world wasn't even ready for the old Lisa Tanya because that thing had no tact. And when I say no tact, she was just straight crazy. Oh, we have a caller.
We have a caller.
This is awesome.
I don't even know how to... Huh? Hello, thank you for calling the Be Positive Show. State your name and where you're calling from.
Samuel.
Hold on a second. It's talking, but I got to turn it up a little bit. So can you say that again for me?
Samuel from Germany.
Oh, from Germany. We have somebody watching us from Germany. So what is your question?
So the thing I don't understand, I was watching the news about the Democratic kind of primaries. Like it was in the news here. I mean, why? I understand why Bernie Sanders is opposed to nuclear energy.
I actually think that you may be calling in on the wrong line. So we're going to have to disconnect. I think you're calling in on the wrong line because that question is not pertaining to our show.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's okay. It's no problem. Have a good day.
Oh, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, well, it's nice that he called in, but
Yeah,
he stopped
he
speaking
did.
to us about politics. and
I
Bernie
know,
Sanders.
right? And we're not talking about politics today. We're talking about
No, we're
love.
talking about
Something
that.
them politicians don't know about right now.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Just kidding, guys.
Yes.
Don't take that serious. I'm only kidding. I think I'm a comedian.
Right. So I think, as we were saying earlier, I think a lot of people do not understand that disappointment has its root causes. And when I say that, I mean events trigger the disappointment. So for me, to just give, I am realizing now two things. I truly am not for everybody. And everybody is not my assignment. I cannot and will not save the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Somewhere between this last year and this year, I've also learned to live for today, truly live for today, and let tomorrow take care of itself. Because even me, I found myself getting boxed in with my emotions because people are expecting me to be always poised and upright. Girls and gents, let me tell you something about Lisa Tanya. She does get aggravated to the core. She gets angry. She gets disappointed. So I'm working through that as well. Even in my intellect, stop thinking that I'm so damn intelligent that I can't get upset. Stop thinking that I'm so intelligent that I don't get disappointed in people. I get disappointed in the ignorance that you think someone can be so intelligent that they have no raw emotions. That part.
That part sounds like another book.
Yeah.
I won't write that one, though. I'll let you write that one, okay? I want to talk about love with friendships, with friends. You once loved them in one instant. Something happened along the road, life, journey, family, things happened and you separated. And then your separation was caused by something that was a disagreement between the two of you all. How do you accept people and pick up and love them the way you loved them before that disagreement or that separation came?
Closet. Honey, we're not miracle workers. That's God business. Because I've been there in that space, and you try. Let me tell you what happens. When people are like us, love, and you understand the defining perimeters of love, unconditional, loving in spite of, loving like God, being in a spiritual context, usually we're going to go back and try to make right. But what happens is, I think people that's not so well connected in the sense of spirituality or who they are themselves, they play on that. They play on it.
Yes.
So therefore, can you love them the same? No.
No.
You probably never will.
No.
Will you be cordial to them? Yes, because the dynamics of the relationship has changed. Especially if you're the one that's now, because of how you felt about the person, you've made the first move, and again, I'm making it right.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. Real lovers and true people that are true to themselves, move away from that this season too. love you and love you unconditionally. So therefore, when you are being angered, you're disappointed in things that people do and say to you, you can love you so much to, guess what, when you walk away or the door closed, girl, you don't even care if they don't call no more.
Yes, yes. I want to send a shout out to my friend. I love this. This is my friend Natalie Spencer. She's in California. We call her Cookie from home. She's from my hometown, but she now lives in California. She's so inspirational. She's really, really sweet. She made a comment. She said her mom's been gone for 8 months, but she always told us no matter if she was gone, remember, she would always be with us. But it made me love and appreciate my hubby and my kids so much more. Yes, I miss her so much that I'm able to deal with it. So I really appreciate that comment. We have some awesome comments on here.
Yeah.
You guys should go back and read them. Shanita always have some good comments. So, and then Natalie says she can't stand people with a nasty attitude because they put off a bad energy.
They do.
Bad energy that none of us want.
She is so right with that.
Yeah,
is. She's on point with that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
also speaking, she was talking about how some women accept stuff. This could be a 2-3-parter as far as love and relationships and loving on yourself. And so as the months go on, we are going to be doing some different things. Coming up for the month of March and April. Okay. But that was good that she said about women don't know their worth, and so they accept whatever. So whatever the man says, he's saying it because he knows that that's what they want to hear.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to give you that call-in number again. The call-in number is 470-251-4343, and we are discussing love, not politic views on this show, okay? Today. Maybe next week sometime on the next show, but today we're talking about love, matters of the heart, okay?
I would also like to, and before we kind of wrap it up for the evening, I would like to tell you all thank you. Thank you for, it will be March 1st. The first Monday in March will be a year. Will be a year that we have been here, part of the Status Network family. And with that said, we have been nominated for an award on the Preach the Word Network.
We have.
So we are excited that nomination and celebration would take place June
of 2020.
June 18th, I think it is, somewhere around there, 2020. As the time goes on, we will definitely keep you informed. So if there's anyone out there, our friends in the viewing audience that would like to celebrate with us, you can reach us at bepositiveshow@aol.com. or through my business number at 770-276-9241. Email me or Robin, and we can talk more about maybe how you can come and join us for that big night.
Yes. So we have a caller. Let's take this last call here. Hello, caller. Thank you for calling the Be Positive Show. State your name and where you're calling from.
This is Shanita Scott Connolly calling all the way from Jonesboro, Georgia.
Yes. Hey, my friend.
How are you ladies this evening? This is such a great topic.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for talking about the matters of the heart. Because I think that that's where it all starts, is making sure that our heart is in good shape.
Yes.
So that we can give out what's necessary to whomever, whether it's our child or loved ones, or just people that we come in contact with.
Yes.
But I wanted to just chime in on this disappointment and pain piece. And so, Robin, you have done, I think, a tremendous job in moving forward and living beyond the pain of the loss of child. I can't identify with that at all, but I actually just love watching you continue to live. And
thank you,
sure
my
Gabby
sister.
Was here, she probably would say,
yes.
Live, Mom, live.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
thank you.
I do understand it from losing parents, and I do understand it from losing a husband, and I do understand the need to have a relationship, for me, that is important, a relationship that's vertical with God, that has helped me have that relationship with him and the conversations that I needed to have during those times to help get me through those dark places.
Yes.
And him instructed me to live, because as you know, there are those dark moments where you want to just give up and not live. But I'm so grateful that I understand there's life after the rain. And, you know, anything can come.
Yes.
But we have to continue to live and move forward.
Absolutely.
Once our heart heals through those disappointing and those painful times. So thank you guys for talking about the matters of the heart.
You're welcome, and thank you for calling in.
And we're going to have to get together, my sister, because I can see a whole nother forum, a whole nother something on this, so we'll talk.
Yes, definitely. You guys have a wonderful evening, and thank you, Robin, for Friday, for helping the host.
Yes.
I wasn't feeling my best, but you guys came in, everybody jumped in, and made it a wonderful evening. So
you know,
lots of connections.
Yeah, I know
Yes.
you're always welcome. So you know, if you need me, you can always call on me.
Yes, thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Shanita. Have a good night.
Yes.
All right, bye-bye.
All righty. So before we wrap up these last 2 minutes, we would like to say thank you again for this almost amazing year. When we come back the first Monday in March, it will be a year here at Status Network. So continue to watch, continue to support us. If you're looking to advertise your business, services that you provide, feel free to call us at 770-276-9241. Or send an email to bepositiveshow@aol.com to talk with us about sponsoring our show. Maybe coming on as a guest, as your sponsors, part of your sponsorship package, promoting your business, placing your product in here in our lobby at Status Network, having your logo on our Be Positive page as well as Status. So we would love to have you partner with us and help us to continue to move forward. Also, reminding that the next show will be March. We're only broadcast first and third Mondays. The first and third Mondays. You can also always go back to our Be Positive page and view anything that you've missed, any of our past shows. You can also download the Status Network app and look at the shows on the Status Network.
And live TV as
Through
well.
live TV, exactly. Our next show is March 2nd, 2020. With our special guests, Jermaine Thurston and Tangi Shaw of the Snap Judgment Show.
Those
they
are our
here.
co-workers, So they have shows here at the Status Network as well. So they're going to be joining us, and we're going to have an exciting show. So you guys don't sleep on us.
Don't sleep on us. So with that being said, good night until next time.
Be positive.
And you all have a fabulous week on purpose with purpose.
Good night.
Good night.